welcome to Not Away Prepping. I have kind of a serious topic today, so if you don't want to hear a serious topic, don't don't click this video. You can click away now. Let's talk about monsters. I think it's good for children to read vampire and werewolf and all those kinds of stories, ghost stories and things, because it prepares them for reality. It prepares them for the reality that there really are monsters in this world. There really are evil beings. But the thing is, they're not hairy. They don't have fangs usually, and claws, and all of that. They look just like you and me. Monsters are real, and they're just people. Like, people can do terrible, terrible things. And some people, some monsters are better at hiding what they do than others. But if you're a victim, if you're careful and you watch without, pulling the wool over your own eyes, you can always see their inconsistencies. You can start to see the cracks in their stories. And that's what today's video is about. It's about, like, I'm going to give you an example from my own life. I have PTSD, so says my therapist. I think it's not PTSD. I think I'm just awake to the reality of the nature of human beings. But my therapist says I have PTSD. Whatever. Um, I had a man. He was a neighbor. He was the youth minister at a local church. My mom thought he was just a lovely man. Let him watch me. Like, um, you know, just thought he was a lovely man. Come to find out, in another state, he'd been convicted of raping a 10-year-old girl, was a registered sex offender, and no one in the neighborhood or in the church that he attended and was the youth minister of knew. No one did any background checks. They just took him at face value. And yeah, he ended up grooming and molesting me. Like, when I was 14, 15, 16, 17 years old, would sneak into my parents' house in the middle of the night into my bedroom. And he was a neighbor, and yeah. So um, thankfully he moved shortly after I turned 18. And I don't know where he is now. Unfortunately, I never reported anything, and I think the statute of limitations has expired. But I'm sure that wherever he is now, he's still doing the same thing to some other little girl. I mean, he wasn't just that. He was a crack addict. He was a meth head, and you know, nobody knew any of this. They all just took him at face value. Oh, he is how he is. Like, people don't do enough checking into who are you friends with, who are you relating, who is around you. And I guarantee there is someone you work with, there is someone you go to church with, there is someone you go to school with that is a pedophile, that is an evil, evil person who would hurt you in the event of SHTF and have no qualms about it. These bad, evil, monstrous people are all around us, and the veneer of civilization is so thin that if you just take a little while and watch and not like, people have a hard time thinking about others, like thinking about motivations and thoughts and urges and things that other people might have that they themselves do not. Everybody wants to think that everybody is just like them, but it's important to step outside of that once in a while and look around you for real and look at other people's behavior, because people will tell you they can't lie. Like, they can lie for a while, but if you look long and hard enough, you can see in someone's behavior eventually who they really are. And don't look away from that and don't make excuses for that. If someone is a bad person, if someone is hurting you, get away from them. If not, get law enforcement involved. And in SHTF, when law enforcement is not going to be around, those people are not the people you want coming around your house. They are not the people you want to be your friends. Friends, because truly, people that are as monstrous and evil as I know some people can be never really have any friends. They're not capable of it. But, like, my advice is the worst thing you can do is pull the wool over your own eyes, and especially your children's eyes. So and so is good because they attend such and such organization, or so and so is good because they do X, Y, and Z. No, actually look at your experiences with the person. Trust your gut instinct. And my gut instinct is totally off kilter because I've experienced the things I've experienced with multiple different predators. Like, my parents were not protective. They did not care about me. I got to be about 13, 14 years old and they gave up on me. And so I was young, very naive girl, um, fending for herself in the world pretty much. And predators, multiple predators, were basically fighting over me at certain points in my life. And that's not any place you want to be because no matter what, it's not going to turn out good for you. Like, all I can say is you can't trust anybody any further than you can physically pick them up and throw them. Not a single person. Some people, if you give it time and you're careful and you go in open eyed, can be trusted to an extent, but it takes years to figure that out. And years of experience with that person, with their behavior, with their thoughts, with their attitudes to figure that out. It takes years. It doesn't just take a day, it doesn't take a week, it doesn't certainly doesn't take a few months. It takes years. And like I'm I'm so sad for the unprotected young naive girl that I was, but I am so glad for those horrible experiences that I've had because now I know the reality that monsters are real and they are all around us every day and you don't even know it. And people need to wake up to this fact because in SHTF, in a serious crisis, these are not the people you can count on. These are not people that you can trust. They are going to come out of the woodwork and take advantage and manipulate and abuse in all the ways that they're conditioned to do and like to do and not have any qualms about it. And they're not going to be of any help to you. So, I guess, just never trust anybody 100%. Never. Like, if you're a single woman and you have kids, don't ever trust anybody, man or woman, around your kids 100%. Don't do it. That's how kids get molested. If you're a single parent, like, better to be a single parent and be lonely and alone and raise your kids in a healthy manner so that they have their wits about them than to let them end up getting PTSD and all of the horrible things that come from being abused and molested by someone you thought you could trust. Because I'm telling you right now, if you think you can trust someone, you're probably, unless you have been through some of the things I've been through, you're probably not right. Like, you probably don't know what you're talking about. A lot of people walk around with the wool over their eyes and they think they can just trust and most people are fine and decent and good, and that is not the truth. It is not. I'm sorry to tell you. I know this is like a horrible video, and I said it was going to be serious. Click away if you can't deal with it. But most people truly cannot be trusted with an animal, much less a child. So, you know, think about that. And I can tell you, having supposed PTSD, I have friends. I have really, really, really good friends that I love and cherish, that I've made as an adult. But I can tell you that it's taken years for me to get to any level of trust with those people. And I wish more people were like that, because there are so many scammers, there are so many abusers, there are so many manipulative people, and they will take advantage of you and then blame you for not doing enough for them. Don't be one of those people, and don't believe those people when they tell you that bullshit, because that just, it'll ruin your life. Stay strong and take care of yourselves. Self-care is important, and I hope anybody watching this gets something from it. Thank you.